Domi, the dominion of man's intellect, is the gateway to a lifetime of obtaining anything you want by harnessing your own natural abilities. Domi, D-O-M-I. 4 letters that can spell for you the difference between success and happiness and fulfillment in your life, and a life like so many others you see around you, of frustrations, unfulfilled potentials, and unrealized dreams. Without a doubt, Domi will change your life. But unfortunately, we humans resist change. It's funny how our minds are closed to new ideas. We feel threatened by new concepts, new ways of doing and looking at things. It is only a courageous few who will listen to a new idea with open minds, consider it thoughtfully and carefully, and then decide for themselves whether or not it has merit. And this is the opportunity that I offer you today, to listen to an idea whose time has come, and to accept this idea to be one of the courageous few who will incorporate it into your lives. Domi, an idea as simple and as logical as the principle behind electricity, as legitimate as the practice of medicine and psychiatry, and as effective and life-changing as you.
Called me, Mr. Carpenter?
Yes, I did, Mrs. Lucas. There's something I'd like to discuss with you, if you have a moment.
Of course.
Yeah, please sit down. Oh. Mrs. Lucas, you are doubtless aware of the fact that I have business commitments in Illinois and will be going to Lake Forest.
Yes, you touched on that possibility a few weeks ago.
Well, the decision has been made, and I'm going to leave just as soon as I can get my affairs in order.
Oh, well, I'm sure this decision must be very important to you.
Ah, indeed it is. I'm going to assume responsibilities of paramount importance to the future of carpet and shipping.
Oh, and I'm sure those responsibilities you'll handle in your usual way, which will be good for both you and the business.
Well, thank you very much, but I must say that any business executive, no matter how capable, really can't function properly or live up to his potential unless he has the help and support of employees like you, people who are diligently and loyally working in the background.
If I've been a help to you, Mr. Carpenter, I'm very glad.
Well, you've been more help than you know. In fact, so much so that the idea of maintaining a proper household without you is giving me some cause for concern.
Oh, Mr. Carpenter.
For that reason, I hope that you will consider and subsequently accept the offer that I'm about to make to you.
What do you mean, sir?
I would like you to come to Lake Forest with me and take over the supervision of my household.
Oh, I don't understand. Do you mean you want me to...
Mrs. Lucas, my position in this community will require that I do a lot of entertaining, both business and socially. A bigger house is going to be needed, much more than this, larger than this, of course. And that also requires, in addition to a staff of servants, a very capable housekeeper. And I am hoping that you will act for me in that capacity. You will be, of course, compensated very well, a generous salary, insurance benefits, and others that we can talk about later.
I'm pleased and flattered that you should put such trust in me, sir.
Well, you certainly have proven yourself in that regard.
Well, as a matter of fact, sir, since I've been in your employ, I've come to think of myself as part of the family. And the thoughts of leaving you, well, I won't go into that, sir. It's just that I'll give you my answer now. It's yes.
Good. And I'm sure that you won't regret that decision either.
Oh, don't worry about anything, sir. I'll take care of all the packing. You just tell me when we're going to move. You won't have to worry about a thing.
Well, now, that pleases me very much indeed. I don't mind telling you, Mrs. Lucas, that my future prospects are very bright. Very bright. Oh, President.
Oh,
Oh, excuse me. I hope I'm not interrupting.
No, no, no. Mrs. Lucas and I were just settling some domestic affairs.
You know, Charles, you really ought to do something about the hot air in here.
oh, yes, it is rather warm, isn't it? I'll turn on the air conditioning. Excuse me.
I don't think that's going to do a lot of good, since the hot air seemed to be emanating from another source.
May I help you?
Yes, I have a package for Dr. David Phillips.
Oh, I'll take it.
I'm sorry, I have to deliver to him personally. He has to sign for it.
Well, I'll take care of it, Owen. I'm Dr. Phillips.
Okay, will you sign right here?
All right. Oops. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I guess I better get out of you guys' way. I just wanted to stop by and say goodbye to y'all.
Well, I'm glad you did. And thanks for all your help, Russ. And even if we disagreed at times, well, drop us a line occasionally and let us know how you do.
Sure,
Right?
I will. Thanks for everything, Dave.
Well, now, don't you go running off just yet, young man.
I don't want to. I just want to get out of you guys' way.
Oh, no, you're not in our way. This clinic's been slow all afternoon long. I'm through with most of my work here, and, oh, you think we're going to have a Dr. Weaver in this clinic someday? Oh, boy, wouldn't that be something?
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know about that, but one thing's for sure. When I start practicing, I'm going to try and go someplace where I'm needed, someplace where I can, do some good for the world, make a dent,
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's so funny?
Oh, I'm just looking at the young man I met here 3 years ago and comparing him with the young man today, standing in front of me.
Yeah. Gone through a lot of changes over those 3 years.
Oh, in some ways.
Some ways. I know. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm just wondering how much of this is you're wanting to be a doctor and do good in this world and everything, how much of this is a real calling and how much of this is guilt and wanting to amend for some things in your past.
Well, I don't deny that there's things in my past that I'm ashamed of.
And you're so filled with guilt and condemnation that you can't accept God's love and forgiveness for you.
You've been talking to Ben and Dave.
Oh, let's just say I got a good set of eggs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what your problem is, Russ? You're a fighter. And I'm sure you've been conditioned through that with your upbringing and your experiences. You think everything you get, you've got to earn it. You've had to fight for your survival from the very beginning. Isn't that it?
Well, when you grow up on the streets of Chicago, yeah, I guess you don't have much choice.
Oh, and that's what makes this concept of unqualified love so hard for you to accept, Russ, isn't it? Well, you know something, God's love is something you can't earn. You either accept it or refuse.
And that's what you think I'm doing. Earning
Yes.
God's love.
And in so doing, you're keeping him at a distance. You know, Russ, I love you like you were my own son. But you've got to grow up and just put this nonsense away. You can't keep God at a distance. He's just there within you, waiting for you to open up and accept his love.
Yeah, well, Ben and Dave, they said the same thing. Marianne even tried to talk me into it, but I own I'm just not ready.
Well, you have to make some changes, that's for sure.
Well, maybe that's what I'm afraid of. All those changes.
Oh, Russ, when it happens, you'll glory in those
When
changes.
it happens, you seem pretty confident.
Indeed, I am. I've seen God's grace working in you for some time. And it's that grace that's drawing you to himself. Now, don't you be so busy with your good works that you don't give that grace a chance to work.
Ben, Dave, Marianne, of all them, you're the hardest to argue with.
Russ, good. Now, that's enough of my sermonette. Now, you just remember what I said now. And you get out of here before I start crying.
Bye-bye.
Oh, dear Lord, you bless this boy. And don't you ever give up on him.
See you later, Alan.
Judging from the look on your face, things must be going very well for you, Charles.
Oh, they're going according to plan.
Good, good. I'm very glad to hear that. Have you set a date for the move back to Lake Forest?
Well, I'm in the process of arranging that right now, but first thing I want to do, Preston, is to talk to you again about the possibility of living in your house.
All right. I'm willing to discuss it.
Good, good. Now, have you thought about it any more since we last discussed it?
Yes, I have given it some thought, and I don't see any reason why we can't work something out that would be mutually satisfactory to both of us.
Splendid. That's marvelous. Although, for the life of me, I can't see why you're so quick to agree.
Except my estate in Lake Forest is worth a lot more than this place. Now, I might be interested in this place, plus some of your holdings here in Kingsley.
You want to buy this place?
Mm-hmm. And that riverfront property that you own.
But that riverfront property is just nothing but slum area in Chesterfield.
Look out with me, Kitchen Charles. I've already seen it. It's a city block long. See, I know exactly what's there.
But why on earth would you want to... Oh, yes, of course. I see now.
Do you?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure I do. You have some ambitious plan to tear down those tenements and then develop a riverfront complex that's so popular these days, and in my opinion, much overdone. Well, dear brother, I thought of that long ahead of you, and I looked into it, and the cost is prohibitive.
Well, nevertheless, I'd be willing to swap you even your Chesterfield property and this house for my mansion.
You want to live in this house? Here?
Well, it serves you adequately.
Well, 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 I can't believe that you would lower yourself to live here after all the disparaging remarks you made about it and compared it to that palatial mansion you have in Lake Forest.
Well, a man in your position, Charles, needs a mansion. A man in my position, semi-retired, as you say, my wants will be simpler. Is it a deal? This house, the riverfront property, for my mansion.
Agreed.
Good.
Although I can't for the life of me figure out why you want either one of them.
Well, let's just say that after a long and illustrious career, I'll be happy to be joining the bourgeoisie. At least for a little while.
Why is it that I can't shake the feeling that you know exactly how long a little while is?
Charles, you've got such a suspicious mind. And we know each other pretty well, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
And as I mentioned earlier, there are 5 levels or steps in the DOMI program, each level consisting of 5 separate sessions. The first, or novice level, leads to the second, or pilgrim level. After successfully completing the first 2 levels, the candidate is eligible to go on to the transparent and viceroy level, and finally to the pinnacle, or master level. Each step, of course, is more enlightening and more challenging than the previous one. But the thought I wish to leave with you is that each and every one of you present here tonight is being given the opportunity, the challenge, to be in the vanguard of a new way of thinking and a new way of being. If you have an open mind, and if you can accept that challenge. Now, are there any questions?
I have a question.
Good. What is your question, sir?
Your program sounds real good, but before I sign up, I'd like to know how much it's going to set me back.
Aha, a man after my own heart. Well, just let me say this about the program. DOMI has been designed to make it affordable to anyone who wishes to develop to his or her full potential. You see, one of the very first things that is going to change in you is your whole attitude towards money. You will control it. It will no longer control you. As for the actual cost, that will vary from person to person, depending upon which level they reach and how long it takes them to obtain it.
Well, how long has been the longest for someone to reach, say, level 1, the novice?
Well, in your case, sir, I'm sure it would only be a matter of a few weeks.
Well, what about the other levels? Are they as easily attained?
No, as I say, they do vary. But you must understand that each level is more enlightening than the previous one, and also it would therefore be more personalized. So obviously, a price ticket can't be placed on each. It is up to you to determine how far you want to proceed.
I see. Thank you.
You're welcome. If you'd care to stop by after the lecture, I'd be happy to go into it with you further. Now, are there any more questions? Yes, the lady in the second row.
Yeah.
Dave, you busy?
No, Ben, come on in.
If you've got a minute, there's something I have to tell you.
Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you for coming.
Dr. Fazan,
Yes?
look, I know you're probably in a hurry, and I don't want to keep you
Oh,
from anything.
no, that's quite all right. What can I do for you?
Well, listen, I'm really excited about your marvelous talk in the DOMI program.
Oh,
and,
I'm glad you enjoyed the talk. Are you interested in our program?
Well, it sounds tailor-made for someone like me. Actually, just by chance, I happened to see your sign out in the lobby, and I had nothing better to do, so I wandered in and...
If you happen to come in here, Mr.
Foster. Gene Foster.
If you happened to come in here, it was because you needed to be here.
Oh, boy, yeah. I mean, my life is such shambles right now, and believe me, I mean, DOMI is the kind of thing that I believe I need right now.
My dear Mr. Foster, there is nothing else like DOMI. Nothing.
I see. Well, I believe that, but, well, I guess I feel a little embarrassed to ask this, but...
Oh, please don't be embarrassed. What?
Well, see, I was wondering, is there any way that I could be sure that the program really works? I mean, could you give me a couple of references, some people that have completed the course? And, I mean, you know, with these hard times, money and the time and everything, I would just feel a lot better if there was someone that I could talk to who's already been through it.
Am I not reference enough for you?
Oh, well, Dr. Fazan, well, I mean, you're a wonderful advertisement, but actually what I had in mind was someone a bit more ordinary.
Oh, my dear Mr. Foster, one of the first things you will find upon enrolling in DOMI is that there is no such thing as an ordinary DOMI practitioner. The program gives total fulfillment and raises one's level of awareness.
Well, that all sounds good. But still, I think I would like to talk...
Besides which, we respect the privacy of our program members, Mr. Foster. We do not give out their names. In any case, it wouldn't be fair to you to give you references. This is a program that really must be experienced firsthand and not through the perceptions of others. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really do have another engagement. It was very nice to have met you, Mr. Foster.
Hey, man, I'm glad I got this chance to talk to you. I got some great news this morning.
Oh, what's that?
Well, thanks to you, we just got a couple of healthy donations from a couple of Kingsley businesses.
Me? I mean, what did I have to do with it?
Well, the gentleman involved said that their gift was prompted by that article about you in Upbeat magazine. It's a great bit of publicity for the clinic, Ben.
Well, I'm glad if it helped.
It certainly did. And I suspect it's only the beginning. I have a luncheon date tomorrow with the president of Delmar Industries, and I think he's going to give us a nice donation, too.
Well, that sounds good. I hope you're right.
Yes, I think that the clinic's financial crisis will soon be a thing of the past.
That'll be something to celebrate.
Yes, and after tomorrow, I may have some personal news to share.
I'm very happy for you, Dave. I really mean that.
I know you are. Look, enough about me and my news. You said you wanted to talk to me about something.
Well, what I have to say doesn't fit in that same category, unfortunately. In fact, you may not want to hear it at all.
Well, what is it, Ben?
I accepted a position at the Bedford Institute.
With Brian Graham?
Yes, I'll be on staff there as a general surgeon.
Well, when did this happen?
Last night, Brian, Laurie, and I went out to dinner. He made the offer, and I accepted it.
I see.
Dave, I know what you're probably thinking, and I just want to explain.
No, don't bother. It's not necessary.
No, I just want you to know that my feelings for the clinic haven't changed. For the clinic, for the people who work here, for its mission, my hopes for its future, none of that has changed, and it never will.
It's just that you don't want to be a part of it anymore.
Well, that's putting it pretty strongly.
But it's the truth, isn't it?
Let's just say I want something different for my future.
Let me ask you something, Ben. What are you looking for? What exactly do you want?
Same thing everyone else wants, I guess. Some degree of happiness.
Happiness. Ben, that comes from within. And as long as you're in this turmoil, you're not going to find it at Bedford or anyplace else.
I don't agree.
Look, you have friends here, friends who are willing to help you through all your troubles,
Dave,
if you only let them.
Dave, you and I both know I made up my mind to leave some time ago.
And there's nothing I can do to change it.
No. No. So I'm giving you my notice. 2 weeks from tomorrow will be my last day.
Well, I don't think so, Ben. As long as you made up your mind, I think it would be better for everybody involved if you left right away.
Look, Dave, I don't want to leave you short-handed.
We'll manage. Look, I know you've been wanting to leave for some time now. You might as well make it a clean break.
I'm really sorry.
I know you've been going through a rough time, Ben, but why are you running away?
But I'm not running. I've thought about this, I've prayed about it, and Lori and I have made a decision.
Lori?
Yes, of course, Lori. You don't think I would make a career move unless she agreed with it.
I can't believe she'd agree to that.
You're right. 2 weeks would only make everyone miserable around here.
Yes, I think you're right. Your friends would be trying to talk you out of it, and it would be painful for you because you've already made your decision.
Well, I'm not running, Dave. And I fully intend to keep all my friendships that I've made right here. I fully intend to stay in contact with all of you.
Sure. Well, you take it easy, huh?
Listen, if you ever need a hand from time to time,